I'm Teresa Harding, and I seriously am so excited about this topic and that doTERRA is focusing on the giving aspect. Because the reality is, I don't care if you're using the oils just because you want to help your family, if you end up sharing it with other people, which, by the way, we can't help it by the time we start using it for our families. I don't care what realm you're in. If you just want to empower your own self in your life, use it with your pets, it's about giving. It's truly about giving. That's what doTERRA is all about. And honestly, that's why doTERRA has grown so crazy all over the world. That's why we're in China, because the essential oils empower people, it empowers their lives. And I want to share with you a few of the ways that it allows to give not only to me and my family and myself, which is important, those things are really important, but also it allows me to help empower other people and influence other people and help in a lot of different ways. I have been doing this for 10 years. And before that time, I loved natural things, but I thought the essential oils were kind of weird, okay? I really thought they were odd. I got involved because I have a niece who was having some health challenges with her neurological system. And I watched how the essential oils were such a powerful support for her, and I was amazed. And so I wanted to use them in my life. And first, what I did is I thought, okay, well, I was kind of sassy, so I had this attitude. I'm kind of thinking, okay, so, well, let's see if we can get support for this or for that. So I started using it in my family, and every single health challenge that came up, I started trying different essential oils to see if we could get support from that and see kind of where that would take me. And I started doing a lot of research, and I could not believe the changes in my family, how it empowered me. It empowered me to help my kids. It empowered my husband with the health challenges that he needed support for. It was crazy. And so I started helping people with the essential oils, and I never got into it deciding that I was going to share. But you can't help it because you want to give. You want to give. When you see someone in your family going through something, of course, the natural response is, what can I do? What can I do to help? And when there's something you can do to help that can be supportive, it's a powerful, powerful thing. But the beautiful thing is that what happens is you start helping people, and little by little, that circle gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And you can't help but help people. I can remember I was on an airplane one time, and I had been visiting with a group, and I got on the airplane, I was exhausted, and I'd been giving, helping people learn about the oils, and I loved doing that, but I was really tired. So I got on the plane, I thought, okay, I'm just gonna rest, and I am not talking about essential oils anymore, and I just need a break. And so I get on, I'm sitting next to this gentleman, and we start talking, and I'm asking him all these questions, learning about what he does for work, learning about his family, and all of a sudden I learn about his little girl. Turns out that she has a health challenge that they've been dealing with. And I was seriously exhausted, and I thought, I am not bringing this up. I am not going to talk about essential oils. And after a little while, I couldn't help it. I'm like, fine. Inside my head, I'm going, fine, I can't help it, because I know that the support that it will give, and it's something that we have to offer. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And it gives you the power. Not only, we talk about being empowered. We use that word a lot. Of course, this is empowered life. The reason that word is so meaningful is because it isn't just power to take charge and to do things. It's because all of a sudden, empowered is even deeper. It gives me the personal power to make changes, to take care of things, to be in charge of some things that I maybe didn't have control over before. I teach a lot of classes about essential oils. That's what I do. I travel around the world. I teach people how to use essential oils. So I spend a lot of my time doing this. And people ask me all the time, why you don't need to keep doing this so much. They say, why do you keep doing this? You don't need to. And I'll tell you this, it's a powerful thing inside. And what happens is you are empowered by the essential oils, and it changes your life. Once you really know how to use them, and I'm telling you, those of you who are brand new, some of you will watch those of us who are talking about a certain essential oil, and we'll start crying over a certain essential oil, and you're going, oh my goodness, these guys are crazy. But I'll tell you what, when it does something to change the life of your child, it's an emotional story, and you'll start to see that. So when we're saying these things, we're not just throwing out platitudes. I am telling you, it's amazing. And so what happens is it helps you, it helps your family, and it changes your life. And then you start seeing other people and what you can do for them, and it empowers them. And then pretty soon it turns into something even bigger. You end up sharing in bigger ways. So let me tell you some of the favorite ones that I absolutely love. When I first started, On Guard. On Guard, hands down, my favorite essential oil. I could not live without it. I took it with me everywhere I went. Everybody who had any health challenge at all, I don't care what oils they needed, I also wanted them to use On Guard. Use On Guard, it's awesome. And so, but what happened is, as the time went by, I remember in my trainings and teaching people about oils, pretty soon I had like 4 oils that I couldn't live without, that I carried in my little bag. Pretty soon I had to get one of those bags that holds 8 oils, and these are the oils I cannot live without, any of these oils. And then now I have that bag that holds 8 oils, but I put like 4 or 6 in the bottom, and I squish them in there, and I zip it shut, and now there are about 16 that I cannot live without. And so let me tell you some of my favorites that we end up using a lot with people. One of the ones I love is Digest Zen. It is amazing, and when I have people use that one, I tell them to use about 2 to 3 drops. I had a powerful experience with someone who really was struggling with some digestive challenges, and it was a powerful support. It was a great experience for her. Oregano is really amazing. It is one of the most powerful supports for the immune system. I don't care what it is. It can be anything to do with your immune system. You add oregano essential oil, and you will feel a powerful support coming from that oil. Now, that's a hot oil, so make sure you either use coconut oil with it. The best thing to do when you're new to the oils and you're not quite sure what to do or where to apply it or how to use it is to put it on the bottoms of the feet. Some of the other oils that are my favorites that I can't live without are frankincense. Purify is amazing. If you are anywhere and you start to feel upset in your stomach, if you kind of bump your hand, frankincense is an amazing one to put there. I love Immortelle because when I travel, sometimes I don't always get enough sleep, or sometimes I might not be taking very good care of myself, and Immortelle is awesome for right under here. I notice a major difference. I'll tell you what, when I'm using Immortelle on a regular basis, I get more compliments on my skin. And when I start feeling like I'm looking old, or I don't like the way my skin is looking, I'll start putting that on regularly, and all of a sudden, it changes. And within days, it looks way, way better. Lemon in your water, because it is really powerful for all different kinds of things, including things that you might get in your gut that aren't particularly pleasant or your gut doesn't accept very well. Lemon is great for that. Another oil that I don't travel without, or that I keep in my car, I keep in my purse, I have a few everywhere. One, it's Breathe. Breathe is great for the respiratory system, and the beauty of it is it's a blend. So it's already set, ready for you, all the powerful oils that you need together. If you are dealing with a respiratory challenge, Breathe is unbelievable. But if you find that you're going, okay, wait a minute, I just feel like I need a little more support, it's not quite giving me what the support that I felt like I was needing or whatever, if there's something missing, add arborvitae and lime. Powerful combo, unbelievable. And you can just always, the rule of thumb is 2 to 3 drops. Put it right here on your chest. You can put it on your back where you're, by your lungs. And those are some of my favorites. But I have to end by telling you a little bit about Healing Hands. One of the things that doTERRA does is called co-impact sourcing. So every time that you buy essential oils and use them to help yourself, you are helping people in other countries, in the United States, people all over. You are helping people get land for the things that they need to grow, get water. You're helping them get food. And let me tell you how doTERRA does this. Healing Hands, we hear Healing Hands, and that's great, but they do it through co-impact sourcing and other ways too. But I want you to understand this because it's a beautiful way that we give, and you don't even have to do anything extra. You just get your oils and use them for yourself. What happens is doTERRA creates a committee using a member from doTERRA, a member from the local tribe or village or wherever we're working, people in the government in that local area, and what happens is they decide together what needs to happen for that community to make the best oil, what's best for doTERRA, what's best for all the people involved. And I'll just end with this one story. I got to go on a trip with doTERRA Healing Hands, and it was in Haiti. It was in Haiti, and we were going to see the vetiver process. And the man who was working with doTERRA and the village, he met us, and he was so moved by the changes doTERRA had helped make in the village that he'd grown up in. He actually moved away, had become a doctor, well-known doctor, and then he moved back and gave up that income so that he could help his village. And as he talked with us, he talked about the changes that doTERRA had made in the village and how The children used to not be able to go to school because they had to walk an hour back and forth each way to get water to water the vetiver plants. And where vetiver is grown, it's on this mountainside where the soil is filled with some minerals and different things that food can't grow, and it would be poisonous for food. But for vetiver, it's perfect. So these people live in a place where they can't even grow their own food to eat. So they really rely on that vetiver. And as he was thanking us for this, he stood up in front of us and he was thanking us for everything we do for them. And I'm sitting there thinking, okay, of the thousands of people that I work with who use vetiver for their kids who have high activity and have a hard time focusing, and all of these things that vetiver is a support for. And I'm thinking of all the moms who have cried to me because of how vetiver has helped them. And I'm watching these people work in the fields, and I'm thinking, look at what they're giving to us. And he is sitting there starting to weep in gratitude, saying thank you so much to all of us in doTERRA for what we do. And he got to a point where he couldn't even talk. He bent over like this, and he couldn't even talk because he was weeping so hard. And we stood there in silence for quite some time while we saw tears just dripping down. And we're thinking, you're thanking us? So we thanked him, of course. But I want you guys to know that it's a circle. It's kind of like the cycle of life, but just in the little doTERRA realm. And I'll tell you what, that realm is getting huge. And every piece of what we do, we try to make it about giving. And so just think about that when you're using the oils, when you're thinking about whether or not you're nervous to share them with someone else. Just remember, we're there to help people. And if that's not what it's about, then we're doing something wrong. Just don't forget that what you are doing is making a difference. And sometimes we talk about it as giving and receiving, but the reality is it's all giving. We give to ourselves, and we need that. That is super important. But as we give to ourselves, we're giving to other people too. So just remember that.